Good morning, Dan and Amy. Of course, we're talking about what happened over the weekend, both at UIC with the rally for Trump that wasn't, as well as him getting rushed by a protester at a rally in Columbus, Ohio.
Or Dayton, Ohio, yeah.
Or
The guy
Dayton?
the guy who
Yeah.
stormed the stage was from Columbus, Ohio. And then in Kansas City, the chaos continued, and Donald Trump fighting the protesters.
Get out of here. Get him out. Get him out. Bye-bye. I think they're Bernie supporters.
And this morning saying that the people in Chicago who are protesting are largely Bernie Sanders supporters.
Meanwhile, back in the real world, the Knights of Columbus submitted a report to the State Department detailing, 278-page report detailing the genocide being committed against Christians in the Middle East by ISIS and other radical Islamic terrorist organizations. Included 44 Iraqi witness statements, lists of crimes against Christians that were murdered, churches that were attacked, as well as other supplementary materials. The Metropolis of Chicago, the Greek Orthodox Church, has also issued a statement about Christian genocide in Chicago. So as much as I'm fascinated by Bill Ayers and the other professional agitators and homegrown terrorists like Bill Ayers is, and their engagement at UIC on Friday to stop the Trump rally because they are trying to impose silence. That's what the totalitarian left tries to do. Just a little bit of pulling back and taking a more global look and remembering the real tragedies going on in this world, tragedies that the next president of the United States is going to confront, which should inform the decision. But as to Trump, he responded. He was all over the Sunday talk shows, of course, responding to what happened on Friday night, and got into a bit of a spirited exchange with Chris Wallace about the nature, tone, and conduct of Trump supporters at Trump rallies.
First of all, I disagree totally, Chris, with what you said. I have by far the biggest crowds, 25, 30,000 people. Last week we had in Alabama 35,000 people. And out of that, we'll have some disruptors, sometimes put there by other people, but we'll have some protesters, and nobody's been hurt at all. And as big as these rallies are, nobody's ever been hurt. We talk and we try and be good. And I will tell you, some of the protesters are very rough and they're bad dudes and they swing and they punch. And nobody ever talks about that in the media. And if other people, including the police, because it's usually the police that handle it, if they get a little bit rough because they have no choice, the next day in the newspaper it said the police are rough. But we have had nobody hurt.
I'm sorry.
Well, there were, when people misclassify this as a peaceful protest, 2 Chicago police officers were injured. That is not a peaceful protest. They shut down the Congress Expressway for a while. They threw rocks at Trump supporters who were leaving the UIC Pavilion parking garage. I mean, come on. This was violent, and who created the violence? Was it Donald Trump rhetoric, or was it Obama's presidency?
I think, you can protest, but the manner in which you protest is kind of important, isn't it? Well, why don't we put that question to the favorite ladies of punditry?
Oh, yeah.
By the way, they were outed by Camille Paglia in Salon.com in her piece last week, where she wrote, only a few weeks after the interview that she gave to Salon, where she was not particularly complimentary of Trump, she writes, I suddenly realized that Trump's candidacy had a broad support that few had expected or discerned. The agent of my revelation was a hilariously scathing viral web blog video posted by Diamond and Silk, Lynette Hardaway and Rochelle Richardson, 2 African-American sisters and former Democrats in Fayetteville, North Carolina. They're blowing up, and this show is largely responsible for their success. We're now joined by Diamond and Silk. Ladies, thanks for joining us.
Oh, my God. Thank you for having us.
So give us your take over in terms of the protests and the violence at Trump events over the weekend and in general, and the accusations that Trump's rhetoric is inciting people to violence.
Listen, I think it was sad. I think who's responsible for this is Bernie, his supporters, people on the left. Hillary is responsible for his, even some in the GOP and the establishment. And the reason why I say that is because you had Kasich, Cruz, and you had Rubio come out and sided with the protesters and blame Donald Trump for this, And this is what I'm saying. hand, you wouldn't allow anyone to come in your house and be disruptive. You're going to put them out. You wouldn't allow anyone to come at the station and be disruptive. You're going to put them out. So to say this is Donald Trump's fault, this is not Donald Trump's fault. This is those protesters' fault, paid protesters. Donald Trump has a right to his free speech. He paid for that building. And if supporters want to come out and hear him, they should be able to do so without being harassed. And then you have someone like Chris Brown, some kind of a rapper. He's a rap star, going to tell people to go in 40, 50 people deep and start provoking Donald Trump supporters. That is wrong, and somebody should be held accountable for inciting violence. People should be arrested for it.
Ladies, do you think Donald Trump did the right thing with canceling the rally on Friday night, or do you think he should have?
I think he did the right thing. He did the right thing because he knew it could have gotten out of hand. Those police officers that was injured, they should send their bill to Hillary and Bernie Sanders. And Bernie Sanders should disavow this group that got out there and act a fool in the streets. And I'm going to tell you, people, you all better vote for Donald Trump. Y'all want to stop seeing this on TV? Vote for Donald J. Trump so he can put an end to this here. This foolishness that keeps going on in our country. No one has the right to disrupt or take away someone's free speech. And what they did, they tried to take away Donald Trump's free speech. But guess what? They stopped him from talking to thousands. He was able to talk to millions because he dominated the news cycle that night, and he's been dominating ever since.
You know what? I'll tell you, it's too bad Diamond and Silk weren't there on Friday night because they would have brought that crowd to attention. They would have turned that crowd
That would have been awesome.
Docile. But Diamond and Silk, I want to get your take on, one of the other subtextual criticisms of Trump has been that he is aiding and abetting people who have racist tendencies, that he is not condemning people who are acting inappropriately, number one, and number two, acting inappropriately towards minorities or persons of color.
That is not true. Listen, we've been at several of Donald Trump rallies. There are minorities there. Minorities that act decent. They don't be acting a fool.
Yes.
Everyone is treated well at a Donald Trump rally.
Look at who's making it about race.
Mm-hmm.
Who's making it about race?
The media.
The media.
That's right.
Liberals, they're the ones making it about race.
And they absolutely have our country divided.
Yes.
When you go into a Donald Trump rally, why don't you just sit there and pay attention? But when you get up and you start acting crazy, what you're doing is inciting violence.
Exactly.
People are tired of it. Now, I know they're trying to use what Cowboy, we call him Cowboy, what he did to that boy, he socked him. He may have had a flashback that he was in the Civil War.
Right.
We don't know. You can't be acting a fool around these old people.
Right.
They will have a flashback of some sort.
Ladies,
You know? Yeah.
Diamond and Silk, were you concerned when
Flashback to the Civil War?
He may have been. Listen,
Really?
these people are old. They wearing the pins. Don't come up in there acting crazy. You probably get fined.
That's right.
All right, when that protester jumped the fence and stormed the stage, were you concerned about your guy, Donald?
I absolutely were concerned. And I told Donald, but Donald Trump handled himself. And I said, you know what? Anybody that get on that stage and try to attack him, he better beat him down like a rabid dog. And if they put him in jail for defending himself, Diamond and Silk, we going to come get him out. Even if we have to have a plate sale to do it, we will come and get him out, baby.
Diamond and Silk are ready to bust Donald Trump out of prison if that's what it takes.
That's right.
Nail files in the cake and the whole thing, huh?
That's right. We not playing.
Shank. I got it.
Rock hammer a la Shawshank?
Yeah.
All right, Diamond and Silk, what happens tomorrow in those winner-take-all states of Ohio and Florida? You're pundits now. You're officially nationally recognized pundits, so you have to make a prediction.
Well, listen, I'm looking at him. I'm looking for him to run the table, especially since what they tried to do to him the other night. People are outraged. You have Cruz supporters switching to Donald Trump because they took and they blamed Donald Trump for what happened in Chicago. You had Kasich blaming, and guess what? Kasich, he had to be on the protester side. You know what? Because we found out that the same people that's funding these protesters is funding his campaign. People, if y'all want to stop seeing this in the street, vote Donald J. Trump, and we're looking for him to run the table in every state.
All right, Diamond and Silk, Camille Polia's favorite pundits, and mine too. Diamond and Silk, ladies, thanks so much for joining us again. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Good luck tomorrow.